This year I started looking at the Ramadan fast very differently. Specific things that we are prohibited from. Eating, drinking, and sexual activities. And we indulge on. We start to have cravings around these things, and these are the things that we develop lust around. When we are practicing adherence from these three main things: eating, drinking, and sexual activities. These three main things are core genetics. I'm talking about from a genetic standpoint. These are our core desire, survival, and reproduction. We are not born to become computer science, coding away for survival, which is eating and drinking, and reproduction, which is through you know what. Did this 10 reps. You come to realize that when you're in a fasted state, building our superpowers, literally each one of us are becoming superhuman. We have discipline around these are the three main core innate desires for mankind. We have discipline around that. And I know the last one, we take it for just granted because our lives are structured in a way, in a modern era, where they just make sense. It's just convenience now. So all of this has become a lot of the habit rather than us understanding the meaning behind it. Us understanding that we're literally becoming superhuman when we are fasted from these three core innate human desires: survival and reproduction. We gotta start thinking cavemen, okay? Cavemen. It's not gonna be a religious channel. I'm not gonna be talking about specifics in terms of the religion itself, okay? Obviously, halal fitness, and the key element of that, the fundamental key element of that is the practice that we're doing with our body, which is fasting for 30 days, that we are creating superhuman skills within us. The skills of discipline and direction. We have clear direction this month. We have clear discipline this month. These are the two skill sets that's needed to control our energy for three of the core innate human desires. Our caveman desires, not your personal desires. Like your father has it, your grandfather had it, your father had it, and throughout history of mankind had it. Three core desires. Let's go. I'm gonna hit. Oh, 1, 4. Okay. My main goal with this channel is for us to address the first two desires of mankind, which is eating and drinking. That's the core principles of halal fitness, and the mission is huge. My vision is that we have these metabolic illnesses. I'm not just talking about your little bit of motapa that you have accumulated over the past month or 2 months of eating. I'm talking about serious shit. I'm talking about struggling with diabetes. I'm talking about people struggling with heart condition, dementia, Alzheimer's, that, for example. Especially like right here. When we approach this from an energetics perspective, that this is energy, and we take this time right now to sharpen our skills, our superhuman skills of discipline and direction, then we start to create discipline and direction in all areas of our lives. Then we understand all of this fasting that we're doing, all of this discipline that we are creating, it's core things. We need this for survival. This is core principles. This is humanity. This is not specific to our religion. I'm taking us back to the caveman days when we didn't have processed food. I'm taking us back to when we didn't have high fructose corn syrup in our diet. This month becomes very important for people who are with these chronic illnesses, who are struggling with diabetes, who are struggling with pre-diabetes, heart condition, Alzheimer's, dementia. This is the most crucial month because I know people, full-fledged diabetic, who have to take medication in the morning throughout the rest of the year, but in Ramadan, they have enough discipline, enough direction, superpower skills that they stop their medication. Wallahi, they stop taking their insulin shots during the month of Ramadan when they're fasted. That means we all have it in us. We have it in us. We have to uncover it. We have to uncover it by understanding this is an energetic shift that we're having. Think about yourself moments before opening your fast, right? The reason why you have that lust toward food is because your dopamine levels are kicking. You know there's a direction. You have a specific direction, sunset. Dopamine levels are high. You know you're going to be getting rewarded. You've already practiced discipline for 18 hours, 12, 15, whatever. And what I see, majority of us into the lust of these three core things. Lust of it. When we practice discipline for 12 hours, the whole goal is when we are breaking our fast, that's when we practice what we just learned for 15 hours, which is discipline and direction around these three core things. Discipline and direction. That's going to be the core message for this channel. That's going to be the core message on how we're going to be eventually conquering this disease of metabolic syndrome, of metabolic illnesses. It's going to be a slow process. Remember, there's not one diet that I can tell you. There's not one diet anybody can tell you. But I'm going to end this video now. Eating, you're impacting your blood glucose levels. If you're in a fasted state for 12 hours, 13, 14 hours, what the first 2 or 3 things that you put in your body becomes extremely important. So if you're having date, which I understand is sunnah, also understand that nobody during the time of the Prophet was insulin resistant. Nobody was consuming high fructose corn syrup. Nobody was consuming fast food. So when you eat things like dates and you are insulin resistant, essentially if you're suffering through diabetes, heart condition, Alzheimer's, any of those, what you're doing is you're creating a chaos situation in your body from a metabolic standpoint. When your body has been fasted for 12, 13, 14 hours, what it needs is something that doesn't spike this blood glucose level in that tremendous manner. Key concept for it to understand. Discipline comes into effect when we break our fast.